Hey guys, Desolate Magic here. We've got some news about Modern Horizons 2 of all things, which is odd timing considering Time Spiral Remastered is about to come out. You really don't want to do anything to offset the tiny amount of hype there is for that product. But speaking of that, there is a slight announcement if you live in Russia. As they just announced today on Daily MTG, unfortunately due to shipping and production issues, there have been delays for the upcoming releases of Time Spiral Remastered and the Challenger decks for 2021, but only in Russia. It's not too bad though because both will be out on April 2nd, so you don't have too long to wait. So not much of that article, but boy, there is much to talk about with Modern Horizons 2. Now, I think we knew about this since about 6 months ago, when they released basically the entire 2021 calendar. But besides, hey, this is a thing that exists, we didn't really know anything about it. So there is a fairly significant change. There's some big news here, but it kind of hints at some even bigger news. According to the little time diagram that they showed off at that time, Modern Horizons was supposed to come out, well, it looks like right between quarter 3 and quarter 4, I guess, although the way they laid it out doesn't really make sense. Basically, my guess would have been September later, just kind of eyeing it up. Well, that is not the case. Let's just hit them all in order. You guys are going to love this, because this just came out actually March 8th, but I'm just hearing about it now. So, let's say you run a gaming store. When can you start scheduling events for the Modern Horizons 2 release? So, like a draft or like a pre-release event or whatever you want to do? Well, the answer is 2 days ago. I mean, the further the better, but, all right. Then they remind you, don't do it in the old WER software because it's being decommissioned on March 23rd. There's a couple more dates you probably don't care about, like the distributor selection deadline. I'm reading this off the WPN website. But on just May 3rd, you can look forward to getting the marketing kits, so all the posters and stuff, as well as the digital marketing assets being available. And at that time, we'll at least, I think, have the product photos. That's almost always in the same release. Which means that, in all likelihood, spoilers are going to start right around May 3rd. Now get this, the promo cards will be not just announced, but delivered by May 28th through June 2nd. And then the pre-release is from June 4th to June 10th. That's right, week-long pre-release window, cool. And the official release is June 11th, so not even quarter 3 at all. That's actually the end of quarter 2. So as close as that may sound, you might have noticed that in that whole scheduling cascading announcement thing, they completely skipped the entire month of April because nothing is going on in April, so it is still a couple months away, but you don't have to wait till the end of the year, you can just wait until summer. Technically, summer doesn't start till June 20th, but still. Now, the last Modern Horizons was kind of controversial. I'll just cut to the ending just to establish this. You could buy a sealed booster box of it right now on eBay for about $215. That's not a lot of staying power. That's not a disaster. I was going to say, if you want to see a disaster, look up Iconic Masters, but it's actually $220 a box right now. Wow, Masters 25 is $215 a box. Jeez. Some of the cards in them went up. I guess I might as well continue. Double Masters, $340 a box. And Ultimate Masters is about $360 a box. Remember, both of those were packed a little bit differently. I think like one had a box topper and the other one had like 2 rares per pack or something. Not exactly apples to apples, but I guess you could say, Modern Horizons, it didn't hit, $145 a box like Masters 25 did like a week after release. I mean, that is selling at a loss. But the real issue was the card contents and the lack of an ability of people to predict what the cards should be worth. Because remember, it was about 50% reprints and 50% brand new cards, but targeted at Modern because they were legal in Modern. But obviously also, Eternal formats, Commander especially, bigger potential market of individual players there, by count, not by spending. People always say there's more Commander players than Modern players. Yeah, but who spends more? Like, how would you even measure that? Always good to keep that fact in mind. So a lot of the cards were like, yes, finally, we've moved this card from Eternal up to Modern with the legality shift. There was a couple cards in there for Pauper, if I remember correctly. But a ton of the new cards that were intended for Modern were extremely problematic. In fact, 1 or 2 of them have already been banned. Whenever Wizards tries to, individually, purposely, by hand, drop things into a format, they mismanage it, they push the power level, and they get greedy, they try to sell a product, and then they go full Yu-Gi-Oh! Everybody wins on turn 2, and they gotta pull something. Over and over and over, and they never learn. So it was pretty much a hated product. I mean, you've got like, what was the reaction? What did it do to the formats? And then like, how did it sell? How did it do financially? And those are two completely different things. And in both cases, I'll say it was mixed. Like the new cards, people had no precedent and no idea how to price them. They didn't know if they would take off or not. A lot of stuff went from like $20 down to $5, and a lot of stuff went from $5 up to 20. And anybody who bought it at $5 basically ripped off the single seller. Or at least it was a very bad deal for the single seller to try to guess at the price that low. But you can't just set them all high. I mean, you got to compete with people. So for number 2, what are they changing? Well, hopefully they're going to be more careful. We all know they're not. So now I don't care. I don't play Modern, and I rarely play Commanders. So whole set's a complete write-off. All I care about is the money. If I can get my hands on a couple boxes and make some profits off it, cool, great, I will do that. So the big news here is that this set will have pre-release kits. I mean, draft is kind of okay. I kind of don't like it very much, and I'm not great at it. Sealed, you don't even want to talk to me about sealed. If I go to a sealed event, I'm probably going to win unless my pool is cursed. I don't know why I'm so much better at sealed than I'm at draft. You would think it would be easier to get good at draft, but I don't know. I guess I'm good at deck building quickly. Well, I prefer it, so I mean, if things are fairly safe, I might go to that by then. It would be nice to attend a pre-release for the first time in, a year and a half. And they can schedule them all week, so they could have a pre-release on like a Wednesday. So, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be the weekend. It probably should be for, most people's work schedules. But, I mean, your store is under no obligation to actually hold one, so just, might want to talk to them. But, yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like, how they're going to pack this. I assume about the same as any other pre-release kit, which means, like, a bonus date-stamped foil, which in this special case, because of the nature of the product, might be worth a fortune. So I could see people go to the local gaming store and saying, hey, if you don't sell all these, hit me up. I'll take like, 12 of them, crack them open and make some money, make some profits here. Also, in what I would consider a huge mistake, considering they did not do this for Time Spiral Remastered, is they're going to have set boosters, draft boosters, and collector's boosters, which, I mean, the fact that just the collector's booster exists, there goes the price of the pre-release kits. It's just that simple, because those are regular draft boosters. I would laugh pretty hard if they made a collector's booster version of the pre-release kit, and then just like everybody had to agree which one to use, because obviously they have different rare quantities. Dude, that would be a wild pre-release if they were all collector's boosters and you got like 3 rares per pack or whatever. Like, it fluctuates, but then you got to play with like $50 borderless foils. Nah, they wouldn't do that. Just kidding. I probably just gave them the idea. They're probably going to do that in the future. Hell, they're probably going to do it with this set. But yeah, whenever there's a set booster, it's a better purchase as far as return on money than the draft booster. That has been true for every product they've ever released, as far as the ones that I checked on. And then the collector's booster are going to be the best value out of all of them. So the set booster is like the cheap one, but then you get a card off the list and you get the art card, which is worth money. And then there was something else that made them worth more, especially with the last release. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it just came down to like the art card's average value or a full set average value, and then split that apart and then look at the cost difference at the distributor level. It's like 10-20% more. And then like that was the whole art card, and then you got a card off the list as well. So generally it was a slightly better idea. But then the collector's boosters, I mean, every standard set and every other set that they've done one for, that has been where the money is at. Because you have like, 3 or 4 shots, at least in the last one, at a borderless or extended art. I keep saying borderless, even I'm confused about what they are. Extended art foils are where all the money is, and I guess showcase frames to an extent, but it depends on the set, and it depends on like how locked they are between them. Because remember, they keep changing the contents of these, so I can't just say, blanket statement, this is better than this because of this, because they keep changing the order of the cards and the contents, and what slot has what. But just historically, I don't think it's ever been true that if you opened 100 boxes of draft boosters and 100 boxes of collector's boosters, that your return on investment would be higher with the draft ones. So I wouldn't touch them. The other thing is I'm hoping they bring back the etched foils, because those had some pretty good value in the last set to have them, which was that Commander Legends? But also, I hope they just convert all the foils to them. We all know they're going to do it eventually. I mean, I think I might release a really funny video. I've got an idea for it as a short, because, shorts are really hot right now on YouTube, of, just 60 seconds of fun activities you can do with your curled foils. It's going to be twice as sarcastic as I made it sound right there. So I'm going to get a box of this, not probably out of my personal funds unless it looks really good. But I'll definitely get a box from my local store and just open it for them, sort it, and then give it back to them so that I'm like literally doing the work for free, but then also I can live stream it. We can all enjoy that. Although, my God, if you guys saw the last one, I opened like an $800 box of Commander Legends Live and then didn't get to keep any of it. And then the 2 boxes I did after that were like not that great. They were barely above break even. And then the 2 I did after that were actually losing. Oh, and those last 4 were mine. I paid out of pocket for those. I paid like over $1,000 for those. Those were all boxes of collector's boosters. So yeah, that's what to open, but it's very hit or miss. That's the thing. If you're just going to buy like 3 packs, there's too much variance there. I would actually go to the set of the draft ones. The collector's boosters have too many like swings, and the fact that it's only like 12 per box or whatever, man. Oh, and while we're on the topic of money, we already know from statements from the staff, I guess, that this will contain the, quote, enemy colored fetch lands. That's the colors that are across from each other on the color pie or whatever. Or like next to each other. I don't, it's such a stupid term. Just tell me what the colors are. Anyway, I think those are the more expensive ones. I'd look them up, but I don't care. But yeah, having 5 fetch lands in here is going to drive up the cost. And then we're going to have like borderless extended art fetch lands for the first time ever. Or not borderless, foil. Maybe we'll have etched foil. Maybe we'll have borderless etched foil, extended art, alternate art, bonus, promo, date, stamped, pre-release kit exclusives. Who knows? $1,000 fetch lands coming, guys. Get your pre-orders in now. Now, I hate to even hint at what the hell went on here, but Mark Rosewater said that like way early in 2020 that another product other than a secret lair would have the fetch lands in it. And then none of them did. And then I never saw a direct statement, but a lot of people told me, like in comments and stuff, oh, they moved it. And it was, I guess, moved to Modern Horizons, or the whole set of Modern Horizons was moved to 2021. So allegedly, this is where our missing fetch lands are from the year of the fetch 2020, or whatever the hell Mark titled it, which obviously turned out to not be true. But now get this, Time Spiral Remastered, the cards have copyright 2020 on the bottom. So it's like, how many things did they kick to 2021 and what did they move up? Because we already know that one of the things they moved up was a standard product, but that's fine. They just flip-flopped them and didn't really matter. So like, what Masters product was supposed to come out and what one did? Did they flip-flop it with Commander Legends? I mean, Commander Legends says copyright 2020 on it. So it's like, when did they approve the final proofs and then just leave it with the wrong date on it? And like, when did they actually get printed, So there's been a lot of shifting around, but if you remember, I believe it was Ikoria got pulled from like 2 years in the future or something like that to replace something else that didn't work and got kicked to the, I don't know, distant future schedule. Like there was some weird stuff, and the little here and there mentions like Stigl sentences on social media where they're like, oh yeah, by the way, this was actually, intended for this. Hard to kind of keep them all together. I should probably just start taking notes. But the end point is these may not be a delayed product because 1, they moved it up from Q3 to Q2, and secondly, they may have already been printed by the end of 2020. They might be in a warehouse somewhere right now. So here's the big like hidden announcement, in my opinion, that I alluded to at the beginning of the video. If we've got Time Spiral in Q1 and then we've got Modern Horizons in Q2, we have absolutely nothing coming out for like a separate non-standard product in Q3 and Q4, which is not going to happen because that's when Christmas is. There's no such thing as a late Q3, early Q4 without some kind of Masters product or reprint or anthology or something they think will sell and also makes a good gift. And we already know that Commander 2021 is just going to be some watered down BS from Strixhaven or whatever. So I don't think we're getting like a real Commander 2021 product either. So if you think that after June 11th, all they're going to release for the entire rest of the year is probably some BS Secret Lairs, and then on top of it, the D&D set, and then the Innistrad Werewolves and Vampires set, and that's it, you're out of your damn mind, okay? They moved up Modern Horizons 2 for a reason. I am telling you, there is going to be a third product released in Q3, Q4. I can almost guarantee you of that. Personally, I hope it's Modern Masters 4, or I guess more logically, Eternal Masters 4. There's some reprints we need. We're going to need them worse by then. Card prices are going up, and if they start reprinting some staples that people are investing in, they can cash in on it before those people have a chance to liquidate their positions on it, which would be really nice. They'd have to shove the spoilers pretty late, like pretty close to the actual release date, though, to not give people enough of a gap to react if they bought them all up and they're holding them. So besides a big reprint set, big just bomb double masters, ultimate masters, just yeehaw, let's go value set, I could see them doing like Conspiracy 3 or some kind of draft set, Battle Bond 2, something like that. It feels a little early for another unset, and with the pandemic, the whole point of an unset is to get together and play it. Like, the event is the hook, that is the fun of it, other than just opening cards for value, because you're not going to put it quite bluntly. So, I don't know, I mean, it could be something else I'm not even thinking of. They could just stuff the entire rest of the calendar with, like, a secret lair every, 2 weeks or something and call it a day. I will say it's been a little quiet on the anthology front, too. So, we could see a Commander anthology, what are they even on at this point, 3? Where they just reprint Commander decks in their entirety. I mean, that takes literally 0 design time. So if I were to put in an entire new set that wasn't officially on the public calendar and just like all of a sudden have time to finish it, it would be something that is already finished. I would just take an old product and run it off again, basically. It takes a while to design what cards to put in like a Modern Master set to make it draftable. It really does. The choices and the card prices, even though they'll never admit it, it takes a while to put it together and make it balanced and make it, CMC curved properly and that kind of stuff. And, redo the artwork and all that. If they're just like, okay, what's the next 4 most expensive Commander decks? Cool, put them in an anthology and run it off. Done. You basically just, send it to the printer. So if I absolutely had to guess, it would be that or some kind of draft set that's was already half done in 2020 or something. I don't think they have the time and the staff design hours, which they've been purposely trying to reduce, to throw in like an intelligently designed product at the end of 2021. But I guess we'll see. Should be interesting, but that's really the takeaway from this. It's like, oh boy, we have an announcement for the release date and it's earlier and now it has a pre-release kit. Wow, who cares? But like the whole, okay, what are they going to really do now that they move this up? That's the story here. That's huge. There's something I should throw in at the end that I neglected to mention earlier. Apparently in North America, the buy a box promotion, but only if you buy it during the pre-release period. So like you go to a pre-release event and then also buy a box, which has been an option for a couple years now. If you do that, the store is supposed to give you free set boosters or a free set booster. I think the amount is up to them, but I think they get allocated them for free from Wizards or pretty darn close to it. In Brazil, it will be draft boosters. In Latin America, excluding Brazil. Yes, because that's in South America and not in Latin America and they don't speak Spanish. My God, whoever wrote this. Well, hola, amigos, you all get set boosters in Inglés. ¿Por qué no es en español? No sé. Korea and Taiwan, you'll get draft boosters. Asia Pacific, excluding Korea and Taiwan, I'm not even going to comment on that. Set boosters. And then in Japan, you get set boosters. Europe, German, English, or French, you get set boosters. And in Europe, Spanish, Russian, and Italian, you get half draft boosters and half English set boosters. I guess that implies they have to give you at least 2. And they are specifically instructed and basically contractually obligated to give you a buy a box promo pack for specifically the purchase of a set booster display, a draft booster display. Oh, booster displays are booster boxes, by the way. At the distributor level and from Wizards' point of view, they're called a display. Anyway, a collector's booster display or a group of 6 pre-release packs. So if you buy 1 pre-release pack for a pre-release event, you get nothing. But if you buy 6 or more of them, you now qualify for a buy a box promo. If your store says no, threaten to report them to WPN. Just kidding. Politely remind them that it is a WPN requirement that they must provide you, as long as, supplies last, with a buy a box promotion for the group of 6 pre-release packs that you just bought. But then on top of it, they seem to be implying that there will be a buy a box promo as well, like separate from all this stuff. So you're going to get packs and a promo, but they might just be like kind of referring to that and in a confusing way. I read this article twice, so I can't make heads or tails of it. But I guess your buy a box booster is going to be set boosters or draft boosters. Depending upon where you live, it'll be, I think they specified the numbers, believe it or not. So then on top of it, there might also be an actual buy a box promo card, but it's not very clear. What I'm thinking is they have the pre-release early sale promotion, which that is the boosters. I probably should have been more clear about that. And then the buy a box promo is just, I bought a box, but not necessarily during the pre-release promotion. So that might be just a card, or it might also still be the loose boosters. But the time at which you buy it and whether you get both or not, that's gonna vary. So, it all comes down to the same thing I always say: contact your store. Oh, and get this, you're gonna love this. They stated, and I quote, "Pre-release early sale boxes are also used for event pricing." So you show up to the pre-release and say, "Hey, I want to buy a box because I'm here at the pre-release and I want to buy an early box so I get the early promotion." And the reply is, "Well, we got to wait until, the end of the event to see how many packs we have to give away, and then we can sell you a box because we might not have enough left." And in fact, it's Friday, we got to wait till Sunday because we don't know if we'll have enough people to run an event on Sunday, so we may or may not need another box for prize support. I mean, they probably have a pretty good idea of a ratio of, what to assign to what, but it's going to be a little loose once it gets, to the end of those numbers. And then right at the end, probably because they wanted to hide it, they wrote, "Expect a smaller allocation of pre-release early sale promotion boxes than you would see for a standard set." So they already think that the attendance will be lower. Also, I mean, first you got COVID, and then you got the suspension of all in-store play until, I don't even remember, maybe or maybe not June. I don't think even they know, and it's, different by state, different by country, but you got that affecting it. But then, I mean, how much do you think these pre-release kits are going to cost? My guess is not $30, okay? I mean, what was Modern Horizons last time? Wasn't it like $8 or $9 a pack? So if they're going to throw 6 of those in there, plus an extra bonus, I mean, you got to charge at least close to what retail would be on those. But it's how many people are going to attend a $30 to $40 pre-release, depending upon your local store's, prize support and ticket price, compared to, I don't know, what, $75 or something for a pre-release kit? That's a pretty expensive event. I get it. You get better cards, and then the prize support is probably the same boosters, so the prizes are worth more. Everything kind of scales up, but it's just, do people have that much money to throw at it or not, So for those two reasons, yeah, I would expect that attendance is lower, but just FYI, if you live by a really popular, busy store and you think by June you're going to see a lot of people at this event, you should probably try to somehow reserve your seat at a pre-release event because, they only have as many as they have. Now, they did say basically the early sale promotion / prize support boxes will be lower. They didn't say anything about the pre-release kits being lower, but it's why would they lower one and not the other? So in my opinion, you'd want to still get in early, reserve a seat, pre-order your thing. I know a lot of stores use Eventbrite or Ticketmaster or something to run their stuff. You might not want to just show up day of and have them say, sorry, they're all spoken for, we don't have a seat. Oh, there is one little thing I missed here. It says your allocation of buy a box promos will be more than your allocation of pre-released early sale promotional boxes, implying that either they show up at different times or they are different. So yeah, that'll probably be a single card, the buy a box promos. But as I stated earlier, just to reiterate so nobody's confused, you will get booster packs, loose booster packs as a buy a box promo, in the place of a buy a box promo, if you buy it between June 4th and June 10th during the pre-release week. Hopefully that's clear. I guarantee you I made it more clear than this article did. So pretty wild stuff. I mean, what do you guys think about the changes? Do you think this will be good for the format? If you do, you're out of your damn mind. They're just going to print a bunch more dredge stuff and then lie about it, ban something else, and then 6 months later ban the card. That's what they did last time. I mean, what are they going to try and support this time? Infect? Oh, we got to get those Infect back up to tier 1. Oh, we made it too bad, now everybody's playing it. Yeah, ban it. Oh, we need to make Storm even better because not enough people on MTGO play Storm. I mean, the decks that they chose to upgrade and support in MM1 or MH1, whatever the hell it was called, unbelievable. Just unbelievable. It was the most hated mechanics and decks archetypes in the game. And then they had to roll it back with bans. I mean, what the hell did they think would happen? So yeah, Eternal and Modern formats after this are going to be a dumpster fire. I would honestly just sell your deck before this comes out. But as far as finances and going to the pre-release and stuff, that's what I'm interested in. So that's what I'm going to focus on this channel from now on. Thanks for watching. This has been your update on MH2, and I will see you guys next time.